What if I told you that the phrase steal your thunder has nothing to do with weather, Zeus, or any kind of metaphor? It comes from one of the pettiest moments in theater history. A man so angry, so absolutely furious, that his words of rage accidentally became immortal. This is a story of betrayal, revenge, and a really loud noise. Let's go back to London, 1704. Theater was the entertainment. No Netflix, no TikTok, just crowds packed into playhouses, waiting to be dazzled. And what dazzled them most? Special effects. We're not talking CGI here. We're talking trapdoors, flying rigs, and most importantly, thunder. See, creating realistic thunder on stage was a big deal. Audiences expected storms to feel real. But most theaters just rolled cannonballs down wooden troughs. It worked, but it sounded like someone rolling cannonballs down a wooden trough. John Dennis was a playwright and a critic, which already tells you he had opinions and wasn't afraid to share them. In 1704, he wrote a play called Appius and Virginia, a tragedy set in ancient Rome. Now, the play itself, let's just say history hasn't been kind to it. Critics at the time called it forgettable. Audiences weren't exactly lining up. But here's where it gets interesting. For this play, Dennis invented something genuinely brilliant, a new method for creating stage thunder. The exact mechanism is debated. Some say it was a sheet of tin that created a rumbling, rolling sound when shaken. Others say it involved a more complex system of weights and metal. Whatever it was, it worked. The thunder was realistic. It was impressive. The play still flopped. After a short, disappointing run, the theater pulled Appius and Virginia from the schedule. Dennis was annoyed, but what could he do? He moved on. Until a few weeks later. Dennis went to the same theater to watch a production of Macbeth, and during the storm scene, he heard something familiar. His thunder. The theater had kept his invention. They threw out his play, but kept the one good thing about it, the special effect he had created. Now, imagine being John Dennis in that moment. You're sitting in the audience, watching another playwright's work get performed with your innovation. The thing you built, the only part of your production anyone actually liked. According to historical accounts, Dennis stood up and shouted something along the lines of, "They will not let my play run, but they steal my thunder." And honestly, iconic. The phrase caught on almost immediately. People loved it, not because of Dennis's play, which everyone had already forgotten, but because the pettiness was so relatable. Someone takes credit for your idea at work? They stole your thunder. Your friend announces their engagement at your birthday party? Thunder. Stolen. John Dennis accidentally invented the perfect phrase for a universal human experience, the frustration of having your moment taken from you. 300 years later, we're still using it. And the beautiful irony? John Dennis is mostly forgotten as a playwright. His works aren't performed. His critiques aren't read. But every time someone says, "Steal my thunder," they're keeping a piece of him alive. The angriest, pettiest piece, sure, but still. So next time someone steals your thunder, just remember, you're participating in a centuries-old tradition of dramatic resentment. And honestly, John Dennis would probably appreciate that. If you enjoyed uncovering this origin story, hit subscribe. We've got plenty more phrases with stories you've never heard. I'll see you in the next one.